I'm a divine child of the great Mother Father God. A divine child of the great Mother Father God. I'm a divine child of the great Mother Father God. A divine child of the great Mother Father God.
Hello, back with your moon sign readings, just for a refresher so that you know what's going on. Is basically, this is from the Great Mother Speaks Oracle deck. And this deck is specifically designed to help heal mama drama trauma. Mama drama trauma is a planetary disorder. It's a condition in which the mother projects unhealed aspects of herself onto her child, causing emotional and or physical trauma. In cases where she is so committed to her dysfunction, or as a great mother likes to say, is unwilling, unable, or unavailable to heal her own MDT, because it is a cycle, loving detachment is required. So loving detachment is accepting what is. She's sick. She is unable to love you in the way that you need to be loved and support you in the way that you need to be supported. You establish those boundaries the way you need to based on your particular situation. But loving detachment is a practice. It's a practice of accepting what is, that the condition is what it is in your life, and it is manifesting what it is, and accepting that with a gratitude, accepting that with an appreciation for the fact that you are being able to learn more about yourself and to grow through your moon sign, which is basically your soul sign. The sun sign is the physical personality, basically. It's what we do. The sun is what we do. It's great father energy, the law, the logos, the word. Great mother is the Holy Spirit. Great mother is the vortex, is the void. And so it's our emotion. It's what we don't see. Okay, it's our soul. It's our intuitive space. And so we talk about emotion in terms of the moon sign, your reactions, your thoughts, your feelings, but also in terms of your intuition, which is different. And that is your Vedic moon sign, which is traditionally a sign in progression to your moon sign. So if your moon sign is Taurus, well, then your Vedic moon sign is going to be Aries. It's 24 degrees. And so it is possible, with signs being 30 degrees, that your Vedic moon sign is Aries as well. So you want to check the links below, because you might be Aries. So these readings are based on your Western moon sign, but are going to give you some intuitive insights from your general, what would be a sign before, your Vedic moon sign. So we're looking at the house of Libra, and the house of Libra is traditionally the 7th house in astrology. And so, of course, in the Vedic, that is going to be Virgo, traditionally the 6th house. So most of you Libra moon sign people are going to have a Vedic Virgo moon sign. And so that means that you're going to be feeling intuitively a lot of 6th house energy. And so we're going to talk about that in your reading for this new moon. Now, your new moon readings are for you to really get a sense of who you want to be this moon cycle with your loving detachment. What is it that you need to accept in your life as it is and appreciate as it is right here and right now? Because healing is the end of conflict. More specifically, it's the end of internal conflict. So we are experiencing a lot of external conflict in the world. We see it everywhere. And that is because we are all battling ourselves internally. That's how we know it's a planetary disorder. Everybody has some form of not feeling loved, not feeling nurtured and cared for. And so we're projecting this need onto others by what I call demand love. Okay, it's just demanding to be loved the way you want to be, when you want to be, how you want to be. Loving detachment is releasing that. It's asserting, yes, I need love, but let me detach from my structure, from my limitations, from my perceived notions of how that love needs to be manifested or shown to me. Western moon sign is emotional because it is your moon sign, but more specifically, we just focus on emotion and not intuition with the Western moon sign, because the Western moon is earth-centric. So it's based on you, this lifetime, okay, and how you're feeling in this moment. New moon wishes are based on how you're feeling in this moment. How are you feeling in this moment in relation to where you want to feel 28, 29 days from now? That's what your new moons are generally based on. And then more specifically, new moon wishes are made with the Western moon sign because they're based on how you feel. And so how are you feeling about Libra related issues? How are you feeling about your relationships with others? Okay, how is the relationship with yourself manifesting in those relationships personally and professionally? And what needs to be tweaked? Well, I want to have more productive relationships with people in my workplace. And in order for me to do that, I want to be more considerate toward those that I work with. Is a good example of a Libra new moon wish. And so this reading is going to give all signs a perspective on exactly how to do those new moon wishes, looking at your emotions. But then also, because each card does have a chakra, it's going to specifically look at the chakra of your general Vedic moon sign in relationship to what Great Mother is sharing with you, that is coming through intuitive, through that Holy Spirit space and guiding you toward your direction over the next 28 days. So enjoy your reading. Thanks for watching. Hello to you, Libra, Scorpio moon sign people. This moon in Libra, this new moon, is all about connections. It's all about promises and commitments to yourself. And that is the most important thing, because it's the commitments that we make to ourselves, the promises that we make to ourselves, the wishes, speaking of new moon wishes, that we hold in our hearts that really do govern who we are and what's important to us in our lives, right? And so from a lunar perspective, it's all about that internal space. And of course, that is what governs our outer world. And so that is what comes out in our personal and professional relationships. So if we start from that root foundation, as Scorpio moons know so well, we can manifest so much more effectively. Now, speaking of that, our goal for this reading is to look at how you're approaching this new moon and what could be a new moon wish for you that can align your ego and your soul. And finally, what to look out for over these next 28, 29 days that comes true through your new moon wishes as you've done the work to really align them with the energies that are supportive for you at this time. You're approaching this new moon with the spirit of Hecate. Hecate is the old Greek goddess who sat at the crossroads demanding payment for passage. That for you has to do with a waxing crescent energy. This is what this card is. Right now, your moon sign is in the crescent moon phase. If you Google up Virgo moon and what phase it is now, this is it. This phase is the planting phase. This is the sowing phase. And this has to do with planting those wishes, those desires, what those true agreements are that you're willing to make to fulfill them. And Hecate is demanding payment. And so maybe you're feeling in some way or another that it is time for you to throw down that down payment, so to speak, or to actually complete a transaction so that you can enjoy a contract that you've had. Maybe you're feeling, as is this scene, is the Wicked Witch is demanding payment from Dorothy the Shoes for her life. This crossroads card indicates that there is something that you have through your birthright. The ruby red slippers in the Great Mother Speaks Oracle deck symbolizes our birthright to be happy, healthy, and whole. The witch wants them. And when we're suffering from mama drama trauma, that is what is on the line, isn't it? Our birthright to be happy, healthy, and whole. And the witch, which symbolizes the drama mama, who's not well herself, who is too committed to her own dysfunction to heal herself, demands our birthright in order to sustain her own emotional and physical health. So you're probably feeling a little bit under the hammer at this particular time, that someone is trying to coerce you into giving away what you know is yours. This is 12th house energy for you, this Libra new moon. Virgo Libra new moon. Virgo in the sidereal is the new moon. As in sidereal, your moon sign is Libra. This is 12th house energy for you. Okay? And so 12th house has to do with isolation, has to do with alienation, and we associate that with feeling separate from others, but it has a purpose. And the purpose for this separation, just as Dorothy was separated from the three when she was trapped in the witch's castle, is it is a time of reflection. Libra Scorpio moon people, it's a time of really calibrating and integrating what you've learned, the entire astrological wheel of your experience. And so at this point, what Dorothy has learned is that Glinda, who symbolizes the good witch, told her not to take the shoes off, and that she has guidance and support that comes out of nowhere when she trusts it and she surrenders to it, and that she's going to have to fight for her life to get that broom. And so the most immediate concern for her at this particular time, at this crossroads, Libra Scorpio moon people, is fighting for her life. You might feel in some way, in some aspect in your life, an isolation that is compelling you to fight for your life. Let's look at this a little bit more in terms of how you are approaching this Virgo Libra new moon. Your moon is that crescent phase moon. And I have to go back to it quickly because that is your moon. And so we look at phases for the emotion. The emotion is your Western sign of Scorpio. Okay, right now Scorpio is in that waxing crescent. But the chakra is also something to look at in terms of your soul. The intuitive unction that you're downloading is about communicating. Now, the throat chakra is governed by Mercury, which rules Gemini and Virgo. Mercury is conjunct Libra Scorpio. So there's something to be said about, Mercury is conjunct the moon, rather, this month, which is in Virgo Libra. And there's something to be said about what you've learned over this year about defending yourself, just like Dorothy, about using what you've been given for your birthright, like Linda gave her the shoes. There's something that you've learned about people available and resources available to support you through your healing journey. There's some things that you've learned about in order for you to take your power back. You're going to have to save your own life. You're going to have to put yourself first. So that's an important aspect of approaching this Libra new moon that has to do with this inner communication that manifests as your outer relationships. So this inner, internal, emotional, intuitive communication that's going on right now, you're at a crossroads. The transformative opportunity is for you to process this information that you've learned and process what you know to be the truth about putting yourself first, about moving forward and what you're going to need to move forward. You're going to need your life. You're going to need to take care of you, and you're going to need to keep those shoes on. Now, whether you want to keep them on or not, as we see here, the witch gets shocked when she tries to take them. So you have your birthright, and it cannot be taken away at this particular point. Process that. Work with that. Work with that. That is your secret power, and process that. The Every Mother card, the processing card, is a balsamic moon card. The balsamic moon is right before the new moon, and that is our download period. 12th house energy. You have all of the stuff that you're downloading at this particular time. And the Every Mother card is that card where you just have to accept that people have their own perspective of your experience. And it's just their perspective. It doesn't make them right. It doesn't make them wrong. It doesn't make you right. That you have your perspective doesn't make you wrong. But it is on the other side of the moon. It really is. It's on the other side. Dorothy has just come back from this momentous journey. She's telling on him about it, and all she knows is that the girl fell out in a tornado, and she knew that she was going to live. You're okay, baby. That's okay. No, that didn't happen. Be quiet. Go to sleep. Rest. You need to get better. She probably will never believe what she had to say, and it's the same with you. And you need to process that and focus on your birthright, on the people who do believe you and support you, and saving your life. Now, don't overlook the fact that there is a law of mystery and divine order at work here. This is a root chakra, young card in the third quarter moon. Third quarter moon is about release, and so emotionally release that attachment to somebody, understand you. You need to process that out. This is all gut chakra energy. Gut chakra, and you have another gut chakra. No, you don't have another gut chakra card. But this is gut chakra energy right here. And this is root chakra energy, which has to do with the soul incarnation, the soul incarnating. And, this is what I was going to say. The relationship between processing and the third quarter moon is release, is letting go. When you process, when you ingest food and digest it, that's the processing. And so that's the gut chakra. It's related to the gut chakra, but it's also what happens during the third quarter moon. And so this is an emphasis to do that, to release that attachment to someone else, understanding, to your mother understanding you. Okay. That doesn't mean it won't ever happen. We're talking about this particular time, the Libra new moon. Okay. It doesn't mean that. It just means that at this particular time, the energy to be worked with for your highest good and in alignment with the frequencies that are available to support you now are saying to release that. Your soul incarnated to ground itself in ways that you are not understanding right now. And that is the way it is in the world, root chakra, in this third dimensional physical material world. We'll never see everything. Okay, it's limited in scope. We'll never understand everything. But Great Mother doesn't want you to overlook that the attempts to understand what's going on is what's keeping you from moving on. This is the center card of your spread. And moving on from the crossroads is really about regrounding yourself. You have another root chakra here, and Saturn rules the root chakra, which is in Sagittarius in the sidereal and Capricorn in the western right now. So this is definitely second house energy for you. So your values, what's important to you, and it's really cluing in on you are important to you at this time. That's what's going to really help you right now. And the Pachamama card confirms that by saying, "Come to me, Incan goddess mother, mountainous breast of the earth, come to me for healing." She's calling you from the seas, the trees, the fairies to commune with her in nature. Take a break, vamp, get out, do something, breathe the fresh air, rake some leaves. If where you are, it's fall, or, take a walk, you haven't been doing walks for a while. Go outside and amplify the supportive elemental energy that is there for you. This is the scene when Dorothy's leaving the farm, and she's breathing that air as she walks away from that farmhouse that she, has been living in. And what is the phase moon that we have here but the waning gibbous? And so in the center of your spread is an energy of sharing and thanksgiving and giving and receiving. And so it's time to release that which is energy that is just icky. It doesn't feel good. And that is what you give at the crossroads of Hecate in order to receive your good. In your shadow position is the Dagda. Now, the Dagda is another law card. The first law card you had was the law of mystery and divine order. This is the law of divine mother. Divine mother is the double yin symbol. And so in your shadow position, you may not realize, although for Scorpio moon sign people, and you have that Libra in the sidereal, you are constantly downloading from Great Mother. It's not just a single yin reception, it's a double yin. And so the double yin is getting very clear guidance and information with second chakra vibration, which is ruled by Jupiter. Jupiter rules Sagittarius and Pisces. So again, in the sidereal, that second house is very active for you this reading, about your values, about what's important to you. And so that is a value that's important to you, Scorpio moon sign people, to trust that intuitive guidance. And so that intuitive guidance is supporting you to process the fact that you are in two different worlds, and you do need to just understand and accept that in order to move on and accept the good, the support that is available for you, the love that is right in your midst. What you're dancing with, however, is the guilt that we all have, the shame and the blame that we all have in healing mama drama trauma. Now, of course, these elements do not miraculously go away. We have to constantly tell ourselves we're divine children. Self-inquiry helps us with that process. This is another balsamic moon card here. All of the Aspire cards are balsamic moon cards. This is the P in Aspire, and this is, of course, the S in Aspire, second chakra energy again with this. Now, your values as it relates to self-inquiry will always come up when there is a pain thought. So at this particular time, as you sit at the crossroads and you are contemplating the new seed that you were sowing, it's important to look at what the pain thoughts are, not just to feel icky, not just to feel bad, but why am I feeling bad? It's important to ask yourself that so that you can isolate. That's the value of being in the 12th house. You have the planets align in such a way that you are isolated and you are alone, but instead of feeling bad about it, if we take that opportunity, as some people do when they're in prison and they're in hospital, and they learn a whole new, some people become attorneys in prison, and they get themselves out. It's very rare, which is, why the viewership of this channel is very rare. This is not for the faint of heart. This is not for everybody. Okay. And so it may not be for you. But what Great Mother is saying is that you do, as a divine child, have the power to do this self-inquiry work. And this is Earth Father work. This is looking at your physical material life, as Dorothy is doing in this scene when she returns home. All the balsamic moon cards are the final scene of the film when she has returned home. Okay, balsamic energy, that reflection again that you're doing at this particular time. She's looking at Zeke, who was also the scarecrow on the Yellow Brick Road, and she's saying, he's saying to her, "Do you remember me?" And of course she remembers him. He was a farmhand, and then he was a scarecrow on the Yellow Brick Road. And here he is again, greeting her on the way home. Where is that support? You might not really see it. It might be somebody who lives down the street who just always said hi. And you remember that one time you went there, when your tire went flat, and they were really, really, really helpful and said to come back, sometime, and you never did. That kind of thing is called for now for you, because self-inquiry investigates the pain thoughts that say, I am not loved, I am constantly judged and condemned, and I feel so alone, which is the antithesis of the three parts of our divinity. We are dearly loved, divine children of the Great Mother, Father, God, who are never judged, condemned, or left alone. So self-inquiry is the practice of challenging any thought that would make that false in our minds, in our body mind. So contemplate that, work with that, with this Virgo Libra energy in your 12th house at this particular time during the new moon, in order to get a sense of freedom from all of that toxicity. Okay? All of that toxicity will be released by you taking action to reground yourself out in nature, as well as intuitively processing this information, releasing that kind of need to know, That is something with my coaching work I have learned, and from my own experience as well. We have this need to know why, because it feels so wrong, doesn't it? But it is so right, because once we accept it, and once we not only accept the love of Great Mother, but the mother that we do have in our birth mother for who she is, the person that she is, she's doing the best that she can. She has mama drama trauma too. It's just that she, like most other people, don't accept it and don't deal with it. It's as simple as that. And so we have to make a choice to either free ourselves and return home after our own healing journey, freeing ourselves of all that toxicity, or hold on to it. And it's a choice for you that is supported this particular lunar cycle, Libra, Scorpio, Moon people, by what Great Mother is saying to you. You have a great opportunity with all of this energy in your second house, with Jupiter, the big amplifier, right? Okay, with that Saturn in your second house, you have that. And you also have this energy of Jupiter ruling Pisces and Sagittarius when we're looking at these second chakra cards here in your reading, which are self-inquiry and the Dagda. So a lot of help with doing that self-inquiry work. I'm not good enough. No one will support me, that kind of thing. Well, as you have your time alone, say, why am I feeling that way? And is it true, that I'm not good enough? Great Mother's just told you why you're alone, because you need this particular time. And Scorpio Moon people, you do that all the time anyway. You retreat all the time anyway, so that ain't no big deal. But this particular lunar cycle, this is what the retreat is about. Now, for your new moon wish, that is about wild woman energy. The suggested wish is Baba Yaga. This is in the position of what is going to facilitate your emancipation. So emancipation is releasing anything that stands in the way of your freedom, stands in the way of you coming back home to your ego soul alignment, feeling whole, healthy, wise within yourself, and facilitating that with wild woman energy. This is a new moon card. We are right at the new moon. So this is another emphasis that as your new moon wish, as Dorothy and the Three entered the dark forest, symbolizing the dark night of the soul, as they're approaching the castle to take the broom back, there's a sign that says, do not enter. I would not enter. Turn back. Okay, and so again, it's a very fearful path, isn't it? It's a very challenging, a very dark path, but it's a path deep into the soul. This new moon, what Great Mother is saying to you with throat chakra energy, remember that mercurial energy that rules Virgo and Gemini. It's an energy for you that is definitely about being able to let go of associations that do not serve you. And in particular, since we're talking about mama drama trauma, if you're not doing a complete detachment and needing to do that because of the severity of the dysfunction, and for you, it just means that you have to modulate it, but it's still not quite where you need it to be. There's still a little bit too much toxic exchange. Focus on that, because Baba Yaga will get it done. She's the wild woman. She will get done what needs to get done to honor her process, to honor where she is, just as Dorothy looked at that sign and walked right on through it into the dark forest on the way to the witch's castle. And so that is what is going to facilitate your freedom, is confronting that. Now, of course, we have the Mama Drama Trauma Support Group that happens on Sunday and Monday nights. It's free. You can sign up for that at greatmotherspeaks.info. And we have all sorts of yummy, juicy information about how to have these very challenging and confronting conversations that need to be had with ourselves, first and foremost, identifying who we are, and with our mothers from a compassionate, loving perspective. Now, the new moon wish then would be something like, Great Mother, I want to easily and effortlessly embark. No, not embarking. Well, yeah, you are embarking because you're still processing. Great Mother, I want to easily and effortlessly embark on my journey to connect with supportive energies in order to emancipate myself from pleasing my mother. Great Mother, I want to easily and effortlessly release my tendency to people please at the expense of my health, happiness, and wholeness. That's better, because if we just say the mother, that does not include everyone. And remember, our birth mother relationship is the foundation of all of our relationships. So, Great Mother, I want to easily and effortlessly release my people-pleasing tendency. My tendency to people please at the expense of my health, happiness, and wholeness. Okay? One more time. Great Mother, I want to easily and effortlessly release my tendency to people please at the expense of my health, happiness, and wholeness. There we go. There we go. That is the new moon wish for you, because your outcome card is victim. And victim, the Sedna card, has to do with, again, the second chakra energy. This Jupiter energy is really big for you. And Saturn being in your second house of values means that there's some serious processing going on right now, and it has been for you since last December, because it's going to be there for another year and a half come December, and you've been introduced already to what you feel is important to your world, in your world, your lifestyle. How do you really want to order your daily life? How do you really want to spend your time, your resources? You're adjusting that, and you're coming up against some real challenges in doing that, because the foundation of who you are has been challenged so much and is continuing to be challenged, especially through the disease of mama drama trauma. But you're doing good work. You are acknowledging where you are, and Great Mother is letting you know what you need to do to move on from that crossroads, because there's some angst and frustration about that crossroad because of some things that you do not understand. And with this Jupiterian energy amplifying that, it's really important for you to look into those things in terms of how you use your personal emotional resources. Your intuitive resources. Are you listening to yourself? All of that feeds into our outer life. Great Mother inspires action. Your moon sign inspires how you act in your sun sign. So it's the source. It's the root. And so this crescent moon energy, again, which is the phase of your moon at this particular time, Scorpio moon, you are in a sowing period. And so that's why you're really getting, kind of purified with this needing to clarify yourself and free yourself from the shackles that you have by just owning the fact that you need to release that tendency to people please in order to, at the expense of your birthright to be happy, healthy, and whole. That might be something to look out for the next 28, 29 days, the spirit of victimhood. And just let that, kind of be a note, a footnote for this lunar cycle. Am I working with victim energy, or am I working with the law of divine mother energy? Okay, am I falling into this, I'm so isolated, I'm alone, I'm not worthy, or am I trusting the second chakra wisdom, double yin wisdom of the law of divine mother, which is that I am truly a divine child of the great mother, Father God. Thank you so much for watching, sharing, and liking. But above all and most of all, remember, Great Mother loves you, and I do too.
Great Mother, Father God. a divine child of the great Mother Father God. I'm a divine child of the great Mother Father God, a divine child of the great Mother Father God.
I am Great Mother, this stills my voice of the Holy Spirit, Yin, Divine Mother, Cosmic Womb.